The first aspect I would like to discuss with Dries is we have so many technical requirements in the IoT segment. And what is the new challenge we have here in this area? What do you think?
So from a strategic point of view, I think we have this topic of, when we talk about vertical integration, talking about shop floor integration, we have sensors, we have machines, we have systems, we have people. And well, we need a couple of new technologies, existing technologies, combining them in a vertical integration. And I think what's new in that ecosystem topic is that we also have more to focus on this horizontal integration, where we also have to integrate not only one company in the vertical manner, we also have to integrate more than in the past partners, suppliers, all ecosystem players who are also participating in this value chain of one customer. And then when we talk about horizontal integration, we got this platform and network aspect where different partners, different companies, different suppliers are working in that ecosystem or network. And from a technical perspective, it's pretty interesting because, well, there are a bunch of technologies out there which are good, which are bad, which are better than the other one. 10 years ago or 20 years ago, we talked about EDI. Today we talk about API management. And API management, for example, is one technology which is very, very interesting when we talk about this horizontal integration, how to integrate different partners. And, well, and out of that horizontal integration, I think there are a lot of opportunities. And especially we as a software supplier, full service provider, I think we could play a very interesting part in that horizontal ecosystem or in that future platform.
Horizontal, does it mean that we have different silos and we have to find technical platforms to interact between these silos? Or do our customers, let's say the customers and their partners also find a new way of working together? Or is it like the old model, interface, interface, interface?
Well, the old model is maybe only something we need. It must be there. The interesting part is we have to discuss the topic, okay, what kind of value do we create when we bring together partner A, partner B, partner C, and how could we bring value by integrating them on a platform, by collaborating, by let them collaborating between their own supply chains. And what we have to do is we have to think, well, what could be the value for partner A, B, and C if they met on an ecosystem or on a platform, and what could be the right products to enhance that value on that platform. The technology, I think, is important, but the technology is there. And we only have to use that kind of technology, orchestrating it in a very fancy and maybe new way. But then we have to discuss about values, products, and what can we do in that kind of ecosystem.
Okay, you just mentioned these values. That means business benefit. I hear out of it. I hear on the other side technology, but maybe not as much as we expected, processes and different parties. And I think different parties, it makes it not easier. And I think you made also a lot of experiences in that to deal with different parties. Is that also what we have in the IoT, in this ecosystem? There's more, let's say, a challenge for us also to bring these parties on board?
Yeah, I think you only really get the value of the complete ecosystem if you, for example, look at maybe a constellation of you've got the manufacturer, you've got the operator, you've probably got a service party involved. And then the more of them you get into this ecosystem, if I've got all my manufacturers on it, obviously as the operator sees much more value in it, or if I've got all my service parties on the same platform, and if the manufacturer has all their customers on the platform. Yeah. So the more complete the network is across all the different parties, the more value obviously every single party then has in this network.
So a big challenge also to bring them really and show them that all of them have a value and also an individual value, or is it something what I'm not right? And I can imagine if I am the manufacturer, I only see my value. And of course the operator, okay, he also sees his own value.
Yeah, I guess it's a value for all of them. Yeah. And the more complete it is, the higher it is in total, because just imagine we've got 5 different networks and one manufacturer needs to, whoever drives it first, so if they just have to listen to their operators.
Yeah.
So a manufacturer would have to be on 5 or 10 or 15 networks to communicate to all their operators. And the other way around, if an operator has to follow his 5 manufacturers, then it probably doesn't work, because I won't be motivated as one party to be active in multiple of these networks.
Okay. So this is now the challenge. We have horizontal, but I can imagine, Martin, you told me before that we have also some challenges when we talk about the production companies, or just in looking in one silo, the manufacturer. Take one example before we come back to the horizontal view. And you mentioned something that could be also critical to come from bottom from the shop floor to the top floor. Is it right what I understood? Is it the way we're challenging?
When we discuss with our customers in Czech Republic, we have challenge because levels which are shop floor, mess level, ERP level, reporting level, these levels are not integrated. Of course, integrated is shop floor with mess level, but partially in few times, it's integrated to ERP system. Just now we have prepared any case studies when we integrated ERP systems, for example, PM module or PP module with MES system, or other system as SCM PPDS, for example. And just now we have prepared case studies when we collect data from shop floor, integrate this data via MES system, and the question is how send this data. For example, we can send this data for analytical purposes, for example, to SAP HANA, predictive analytical libraries, or of course, when we have implemented PM module, we could send, for example, measure data to measure points to PM module.
That means what you just mentioned is, I heard so many different names. I heard PM, plant maintenance, I heard PP, production, I heard also SCM, supply chain. Are these also today ecosystems? My understanding is there are ecosystems, and now we have to bring also these vertical ecosystems together, like a chain of pearls. Is it a challenge we are currently facing?
Because, for example, we have customer which made capacity planning, and just now this customer make a capacity plan only based on production data. But just now, this is a challenge, how use data from shop floor, from machine, and use this real-time data for better capacity planning. Use the service order, maintenance plan, production orders, and integrate or collect all these relevant data and made the better capacity planning. This is case study, for example.
And you mentioned plant maintenance, the same situation, to take the data from the sensors and doing something with that.
Yes. These data are collected via, for example, OPC servers, CAP servers, etc. And in real time, these data are sent to via manufacturing execution suite components to PM module. And after that, these data are sent to capacity planning PPDS system. Yeah?
Are your customers currently using this data also to communicate, let's say, with the partners, or just in the silos?
Not yet. Not yet. This is only silos integrations. But when I imagine whole process, of course we have prepared any mobile application developed from scratch, and it is communication between customers.
So that means we have here the different ecosystems now built together to a more consistent chain. And then I heard, of course, now customers are also turning to change it into collaborating. So they take some data we got from the shop floor and use that then in collaboration.